Are you a DJ or music producer trying to get your music heard? Do you want to get more people listening to your tracks? Yep, those ones you've been spending ages and ages crafting and honing in the studio. Spotify is still one of the biggest discovery platforms for new music. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 game-changing tips to skyrocket your Spotify streams. I'm going to help you take your Spotify presence to the next level. So let's jump right in. The first thing you're going to need to do is claim that Spotify account and verify yourself. This is so you can have access to Spotify for artists, so you can start monitoring all those streams you're going to get. Woohoo! If you've not watched this video, which is actually one of my biggest work videos on this channel, go and check it out now so you can learn how to verify and claim that Spotify account. Once you've got that set up, you can then pitch for editorial support for future releases. As smaller and rising artists, if you've got under 50k streams per month, this is going to be really random whether you get that or not. But I would still do it anyway, because it's good practice and it gets you into good habits of doing it. And when it comes to that last box, maybe ask ChatGPT to give you some examples of things you can put in there. Give it the vibe of the track, give it the feeling of the track, give it all the information around the track, and get it to write that last little statement for you. By submitting to editorial playlists, your track will then appear in release radar. This goes out to however many followers you've got. So the more followers you've got on your page, the more release radars you hit, and that's free promo at the end of the day. So my first point is always think about driving up your followers between releases. Whether this comes from a free downloader campaign, and now you do those on SoundCloud by giving away a free bootleg or an edit between releases, and then use a download gate like Hyped It, which links to the downloader to follow you on Spotify, as well as do some stuff on SoundCloud, which helps the track grow on SoundCloud. This will help you drive your Spotify followers up. Other things you could do is look at ad campaigns to drive your Spotify campaign, using Instagram ads to send people to your Spotify follower page. Getting those followers up will help you with your monthly listeners, and it will also give you more leverage when it comes to that Spotify playlist pitch. My second tip is to use playlist placements. We spoke about editorial playlists, and if smaller acts, trying to get onto those playlists is really difficult unless you're on a really big label. So getting your tracks signed to big labels can definitely help you. Yes, we've all seen the Spotify-owned videos where they say you have to use the playlist tool, and that's the only way to get on playlists. It definitely isn't. Bigger labels definitely have communication with Spotify themselves and can definitely leverage their weight to get you onto those editorial playlists. If you need help getting on the right label, then I'm going to link a playlist of loads of videos that I've made about sending demos to the labels and trying to find the right labels for your music. If you can't get on an editorial playlist, the next best thing is to get on third-party playlists. These are the ones that are created by just general people like myself, dance music fans, record labels create them. There's a whole host of them, and you only have to go into the search and search Tech House playlist, for instance, and a whole load will come up. You definitely need to submit your tracks to the relevant playlists for your genre of music, because you want to be getting your tracks aligned with other artists in those playlists, especially those playlists with larger numbers of followers. Target your playlists that align with your music and align with the style of music you're making and releasing. Don't just randomly hit up playlists and spam loads as a hit and hope approach. Really have a dig and find the right playlist for you and do the research. At Data Transmission, we have a host of playlists across all the dance music genres, and we put music into them every Friday. And we do this via our Discord server. So if you're not in my Discord server, join the Discord server, because our team dig in there and listen to tracks from there and then put them into our playlists. Additionally, consider creating your own playlist, which then you promote to your fans and followers each week. And if you didn't see this video, why you should do that, check that out, because I speak about playlist creation loads. It's important to have your own playlist these days, because you control then your overall first day streams are, because you can put your own tracks in your own playlists. You also then control who else is in that playlist with you, because again, you're trying to get your track aligned with other people in your genres. As part of my course, The Artist Blueprint, we have a Spotify playlist service, and every week we get asked our course members for their brand new releases, and every week we pitch out their music to our Spotify playlist network, which we're trying to grow all the time. Promotional companies charge quite a lot for this service, but we do it for free for our course members because we want to put as many streams on their tracks on release days. The other double header is this: loads of those playlists that we are doing networks with are actually owned by record labels. So there's a nice little double header that we're sending music out for artists that want to get onto those labels in the future, and we're putting music across these playlist owners, which also is the A&R for the label. And they're discovering these artists before they've even sent them a demo, which helps them when they're getting those demos sent out in future, then go, well, you included my track that was on this label in your playlist back then, can you consider my new track for your own labels? It's like a little touch point before you even have to email them. And if you want to jump on a call and discuss the Artist Blueprint, I put a link in the description. All you need to do is jump on a call. It's about 30 minutes long. We'll discuss where you are now, where you want to get to, and if that bit in the middle is the course, then I'll tell you about the course in further. If it's not right for you right now, I'll let you know and give you some ideas on where to go further. But by getting on loads of playlists can help the Spotify AI to understand where to place your music in its other AI-controlled playlists. If it sees you're being put against the same 3 tracks or the same artists in a row, then in its AI playlist, it will do the same in there. So you can actually get loads of love and loads of extra streams from the AI playlist just by getting yourself into as many third-party playlists as possible. Do you have a Spotify playlist? I'd love to see it. Let me know in the comments below. Drop me the link. I'd love to see them and have a listen to some of the tunes you're choosing. Tip number 3, engage with your audience. By using Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, create content around the release. Talk about the release. Talk about how it came about. Talk about the inspirations around it. And create tons of content around that release, which will send people to your Spotify to listen to the track in full. Start using this content once the track is out so they actually can go and listen in full. Don't just settle for one piece of content and one post. Remember, people will be online in different times and different time zones because obviously music is a global thing. And so utilize all those free platforms of promotion to drive people to your Spotify and help you get more streams. Tip number 4, collaborate with other artists. By teaming up as DJs and producers and collaborating together and making tracks together, it can increase your reach on Spotify and increase your streams no end. By combining your fan bases, you can attract new fans and new audiences from both of each other's fan bases. Cross-promoting across other platforms will help you grow fan bases on those platforms as well. Also, from the previous point, collaborating will link you to the other artists, so when their tracks are getting put in AI playlists, it will pull you in as well, and vice versa. Which is why you'll see some of the biggest records in the world has multiple artists on them. Especially when you look at pop records, they'll have bang, 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 3 big artists putting 3 big audiences together to make one monster audience. Tip number 5, think about your metadata and track descriptions. It's really easy now to ask AI to come up with a track description for your track. Give it loads of keyword data about what your track's about, what genres it's in. Tell it the vibe of the track, tell it the information about the track, and get it to write a track description for you. You can add this to the track or add into the SEO of the track. Craft compelling and informative descriptions that will entice your listeners to give the track a listen. The Spotify search is pretty powerful. It will find on those keywords. So think about where your music is being listened outside of clubs as well. And then a bonus tip for you, get DJs playing your tracks. For a lot of you, these tracks are club tracks. And get them playing in the clubs is super important. And this doesn't have to be the headliner. Loads of you will shoot for the headliner and fail miserably. Yes, it's definitely worth shooting, but if you fail, then think about who else is on the lineup. Think about the ones that are just a little bit ahead of you. Make a list of 20 artists that are just a little step ahead of you on the lineups. Maybe they could be the one playing before the headliner. If they're then playing your record as the headliner's coming on, the headliner will see it anyway. And then they'll ask them whose track that is, and then there'll be a nice kind of interaction between you and the headliners. They'll get your track in the end. So think about that next level down and start sending it out to those people. Remember, if you've got your own Spotify playlist, I'd love to see it. Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to see what you're curating. If you want to find more playlists, then you want to check out this video because I give you a great hack to find playlists for free. Before you jump over there, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel because I drop videos every week that's going to help you as a DJ and producer level up your social media and your Spotify. I'll see you over in that video and let's get you finding more playlists for free. Bye.